Hey guys, it's me, Jared, and figured I'd go ahead and get into the debacle of last night, which was Sony's official announcement piece. So let me just get my camera into position here. So some of the big things that happened, the big confirmations for hardware that we're aware of, is that the leaked picture for the controller has been confirmed. That is the actual controller. The memory was announced as 8 gig GDDR5, or at least the specs were definitely hinting toward GDDR5. And if that's the case, this is a good thing. That's plenty of RAM, and GDDR5 is way much faster than the standard RAM that you would throw in your standard desktop. At least they're not going with the RDRIM stuff that they were doing earlier. Anyway, the chip has been confirmed as being a single die chip. So it's an APU function, kind of like we've seen with AMD before with the other offerings. What this means is that the CPU and the GPU are essentially on the same die. Not a bad thing, not a good thing. That's kind of an in-between thing. So I know that as E3 gets closer, more specifications will be handed out regarding the CPU and the GPU. But until then, just leaving us with that little bit of information is just not enough information to go around. They did confirm that there will be no backwards compatibility, which is, to me, it's a big deal. That's a pretty big deal. But maybe they'll find a solution to some other issues that they're having. Now, they did confirm that you will be able to use the Vita with the PS4, kind of like you do with the Wii U in their tablet. But not a lot of other details have been given out. So hopefully as E3 gets closer, more details will surface. Beyond that, they didn't really confirm much more about the hardware. We didn't even see what the PlayStation 4 looked like. They didn't say anything about price drops for the PlayStation 3, which I thought they would have done because they did that when the PlayStation 3 came out and you saw the major price drops on the PlayStation 4. I would love to see a PlayStation 3 price drop because I'd love to pick up another one and maybe keep that around for purposes, since I'm not going to be able to play any PlayStation 3 games on PlayStation 4. So having a PlayStation 3 around, especially with a price drop, wouldn't be a bad idea. One of the big focuses, I think, of the entire show was they definitely stressed socialize, 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 and a lot of cloud functioning. They did mention things like always on and direct download based things, such as if you go onto their site, you see a demo, you can just click into it and start playing it. And that's cool. That's a streaming function. That's really cool. I have no problem with that myself. But then it comes up as, okay, so is that available for everyone as in a PlayStation 4 standard free online user, or is that only for PlayStation Plus users? Will they get to use that? So that's kind of still a question. And big thing that they also mentioned too was that a lot of the development's going to happen on the PC first, then get switched over to the PlayStation 4. And I think that's a great thing, and I really hope that they do push that. The question is will the developer that's making the game look at it and say, well, let's go ahead and, since we're making a version that runs on PC that'll run for the PlayStation 4, why don't we go ahead and finish a version for the PC that's higher graphics, higher this, higher that, and then release that, and then dumb it down a little bit for the PlayStation 4 so that it'll work perfectly for the PlayStation 4. That way you're actually getting two audiences at the same time. Rather than just releasing an entire product solely for the console kiddies, why not release it entirely for everybody? So, yeah. Now the worst in show, I think, for yesterday went to Square Enix. And I'm sorry, getting on stage and announcing yet another Final Fantasy game, that's just fantastic. I'm not impressed. I'm sorry. That's terrible, really. Watch Dogs had some of the best. I mean, the new demo for Watch Dogs was beautiful. So I think that's going to be awesome. Killzone 4, or the new, sorry, not Killzone 4, the new Killzone game looked impressive graphically speaking. Other than that, I'm not sure yet. I mean, it's just a Killzone game to me. It looks just like every other Killzone shooter. Blizzard came on and, of course, announced Diablo 3 for the PlayStation 4, which will have 4-person split-screen interactivity. So that could be interesting, I guess. I mean, Torchlight worked on a console. Why can't Diablo 3? I mean, you never know. But I guess Blizzard's way of saying, well, hey, you know, we didn't make enough money on the PC. Let's go ahead and drag it over to PlayStation 4. Good job, Blizzard. So I guess a lot of it just came down to that. I mean, they were definitely stressing socialization, so that, you know, it's not something new, but for a console, that's the purpose of the console, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Again, E3 is 2.5 months away, so we'll see what happens at E3. Maybe more information will be announced. You know, they didn't say anything also about loading discs to the drive like they did in the PlayStation 3, where you had that option. So I kind of hope that's a thing they allow too. But again, without any more information about the hardware or announcement of a price drop for the PlayStation 3, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, oh well. All's fair in console and wars. So, Microsoft doesn't have a lot to... There's not a lot to follow up. I mean, they can just go on and do whatever they want and probably have a better show. So we'll see what happens with Microsoft's dealings too. Sorry, Sony. Sorry. But I was not impressed.